Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class that is MOB Management and Organizational Behavior. Today is very important topic for our class that is a 3D model. How it working? 3D means here three-dimension model. So who had started that will go for a small introduction. Then what does it include and implement? We will learn one by one on it. Now 3D model of managerial behavior is also known as Redden's 3D model. Redden is a person who has developed this theory or model. Keep in mind. So, 3D model of managerial behavior is also known as Redden's 3D leadership styles. So, don't get confused in the examinations if he's asking Redden's 3D leadership means you have to mention the same 3D model of managerial behavior. Don't get confused. Once again, I am repeating managerial behavior. 3D managerial behavior is also known as Redden's 3D leadership style. Both are same. Now, basically, knowing Redden's 3D leadership styles help us in adopting them in different situations. So basically now we will just identify it as a Redden's 3D leadership style. How the leader should be there, how the style of a leader should be there. So what do you mean by a leader? A leader is a person or an individual or a manager who is leading or managing his team and his work. An individual who is taking, that means taking out the works done by others in an effective way. So what are the qualities, skills and the behavior of an individual or a leader should be there to order or command or to lead his team or to manage his team? We are going to learn in today's class. How a leader should have to pose when after completion of your MBA in future you are going to become managers. When you become a manager, how you should have to lead your team? Some people will be a positive thinker, some people will be a negative thinker. Again, in positive, the people will be having a developer, or they may be having what we can say a bureaucrat, or they may be an executive, they may be an benevolent technocrat. These people kind of skills will be there. We have to respect to them and we have to identify their skills. Coming to the negative impact, some people will be having less effective style leaderships. They are not fit for the leadership, but they are taking a posing for that post. That may be it includes like missionary or compromiser or deserter or autocrat. What all these things we are going to learn in today's class. So switching between the leadership styles is necessary in different situations to achieve success. To achieve the success in the organizations, leadership style is necessary and it is utilized because to achieve the success to control the organizations internally, externally. Now we'll learn. So those 3D dimensions access represent. The first one is the task orientation. Second one relationship orientation and third one is effectiveness. Task orientation means that it is going to have the extension to which, that means the leader will have the superior directs which subordinates efforts towards the goal alignment attainment. The relationship orientation means it is going to extend to which the manager has personal relations with his subordinates and it's going to be finally. That means the judgment and the decisions are taken finally. Once again I repeating, task orientations means the extents to which the superior directs. What is the directions of the superior? What he is giving? That is his subordinates' efforts. So he is going to manage the efforts of the subordinates towards the goal attainment. What is the main goal of that organization, of that project or work? So he is directing to the subordinates how much efforts the individuals are putting towards the goal. That is known as task orientation. Coming to the relationship orientation, here the manager has a personal relations with his subordinates, and finally the effectiveness means it is the extent to which the manager is successful. How much percentage the manager is successful towards achieving his goals and by maintaining a good relationship with his subordinates. That is the main concept of today's topic, that is 3D dimensions. Here Redin want to explain us that the manager is a person or an individual who is leading his team or managing his team towards fulfilling the goals as well as maintaining a good relationship or rapport. By maintaining good relationship, the goal should have to be finished or we have to achieve the goals. This is called the successfulness, and how much effectiveness the task is going to be oriented, and how much effectiveness the relationship is going to be oriented in the organizations, we are going to learn in today's class. So this is the main concept or motto of 3D dimension model. Now, first one, the 3D dimension axis represent task orientation once. So once I want to repeat it, task orientation means what? It is characterized by planning, controlling, organizing, directing, staffing. That means the functions of management what we learn on the first class. So two tasks is there. Every superior will give a certain task to his subordinates. So it's the duty of the manager to take out the work from him. Getting things done by other is known as management. How the task can be fulfilled? By giving the orders. First we have to plan it, we have to implement it, that means we have to organize it, we have to control it, we have to direct it, we have to, means directing should be take place, coordination should be take place, all these things will be needed. Then only we can reach to the task orientation. Coming to the relationship orientation, it is characterized by mutual trust. A trust will be there on his subordinates or on the individuals or employees in an organization. Respectful for subordinates, ideas and suggestions. So it is a duty of the manager or the leader that if you want to keep a good relationship with his subordinates, he should have to respect to his subordinates ideas and suggestions. Last one, and their feelings. What is their feelings? If they have their personal family issues, or if they are having some problems, not understanding or identifying the problems in the organizations, so it is the duty of the manager or the leader to guide them, to coordinate them, and to help them in each and every situation. Then only the result will come in an effectiveness. So effectiveness means here it is characterized when the style of a leader is appropriate to a given situation. At a certain situation, the style of the leader is appropriate, then it is effective. If the style is not appropriate, if the leader is showing negativism, partiality, or not willing to help or not willing to do, or he is in anger mood, or he is not controlling his will and wish, then it is an ineffective result will come in, or he is an ineffective leader, is not fit for that post or position. So students, when you are going to become a manager, you have to always be an effective leader or effective manager. Now when the leadership styles meets the demand of the situation, then the leadership is said to be effective or else ineffective. So if you are not meeting, then what will happen? Your subordinate will not respect you. So what you are going to lose? Your dignity, your values, your ineffectiveness will be there. On the basis of this, there are 4 styles that a manager adopts as, and I am going to show you in the figure. This one. So what is there? The manager should have to be like this. He can be a related manager, or he can be an integrated manager, or he can be a separated manager, or he can be a dedicated manager. So this is the task orientation. This is the figure developed by Redins, and this is known as 3D model behavior or 3D leadership styles. Don't get confused. And damn sure this topic is going to become for a long question or for the short question. This is going to come because after seeing so many previous papers, I can say that it is very important topic for the from the first unit. Now we will go for this task orientation. It is starting from low goal to the high goal level, and GOAL goal. Please, I am repeating once again. Task orientation is related with how the manager is taking out the work from the manager, from his subordinates, from the task is fulfilled or not fulfilled. That if it is not fulfilled, it will comes in the low task. If it is fulfilled, it will comes in the high task. If it is in the middle one, it is known as average task orientation. Now, how the manager is making the relationship with his subordinates are high or low. So if the person, now we'll go one by one. The first one is separated manager. What do you mean by separated manager? A separated manager is one who is having, who will have the task orientation is also less and his relationship also very less. So the separated manager is the one who is engaged in correcting deviations. He is the person who formulates the rules and policies and impose these on others. He will not bother about the relationship with the subordinate. He actually want to take the work and he will formulate the rules and policies and he will impose on others, not him, not on him. Now we'll go for the second one, that is the related manager. Whereas related manager is high, he will maintain the high relationship and the task orientation is very less. So what is happening here? The related manager is the one who likes to work with others and see an organization as a social system where everyone works together. He does not worry about the time and accepts others as they are and do not try to change them. That means a related manager is a manager or an individual or a leader who bothers about the work, and he will maintain a good relationship and he will not bother about the timing when the when his subordinates or employees are coming, either they are coming in time or not. He accesses only the quality of work. If the employee is coming 15 minutes late, he will take it easy and will not bother about that. He will say that maybe he is having some work, but he will check the work, quality of work, what the task has been given to him, either he has filled up that task or not. He will check out the work. So these kind of managers are known as related managers. I repeat, related managers are those who likes to work with others and see an organization as a social system. They will not bother about the times and accepts others and they are and do not try to change them. They don't, even though if they are having some mistakes, these kinds of managers will train to their subordinates or employees and they will correct the mistakes and errors. They will train them how to rectify the mistakes and they will not terminate them from their organizations. They will try to build the relationship and they will try to maintain a good rapport. That's the reason these kinds of managers are known as related managers. Now we will go for the third term, that is nothing but the dedicated manager and integrated managers. So please have a look on the screen. Yeah, the dedicated manager is the one who is task oriented and he is only concerned with the production. He does not mix up with the subordinates and cannot work without power and responsibility. So dedicated managers are one who will only concern about the production output, what the work I had given to my subordinate, either he has done or not, that's it. He will not bother about the relationship or he will not mix up with that subordinate. And this kind of leadership cannot work without power and responsibility. If they are having power, they want to only compose rules and policies on others or on his subordinates, but they will not maintain. So these kinds of leadership are managers are known as dedicated managers. Coming to the integrated managers, this is the one who mix up with the subordinates. See, I repeat, integrated managers are differ and opposite to the dedicated managers. Integrated managers is the one who mix up with the subordinates. They will mix up and facilitate two-ways communications. What they will do, they will work for the goal also. They will take out the work from their subordinates as well as they'll maintain a good and high relationship with the subordinate. So they'll maintain two ways, that means alternation solution will be there. If this work has not been done, why, how we can complete now, that is known as two-way communication, and he will have a good way communication. And one more sense here, communication means he will not hide anything with his subordinates, and here subordinate will also feel free to express their views in front of the manager. So here win-win situation is taking place or creating. So this kind of leadership or managers are known as integrated manager leadership. His major emphasis is on building a strong teamwork. What his main emphasis is, a main motto or main objective is to build a good team, or a strong teamwork should be there, and effective communication network should be there. Once the effective communication network will start with a strong teamwork, then these kind of managers will known as integrated managers, and they will fulfill the tasks on time or in time by maintaining a good relationship with their subordinates. Now, next one is Redin believed that the way leader behaves in a certain situation may not be appropriate in some other situation, and this led to the evolution of the 3D leadership model. Now, why 3D leadership has been is in need in a leadership style or for a manager? Because he believes that leader who behaves for certain situations or for sometimes not in a appropriate way. Sometimes the leader will behave in appropriate way, sometimes the leader will not behave in a appropriate way. To identify the situations, either the leader is a good leader or a, I mean, more effective leader or less effective leader, this theory has been come into existence. Now we will see. So just see here, this is the structure. Just now we have learned about the basic styles, how the task orientation will be there, how the relationship orientation will be there, what do you mean by related manager, integrated manager, dedicated manager, separated manager. So when we are going from inappropriate to appropriate, if the person, if a manager, his behavior is inappropriate, but automatically if he changes his behavior and styles from inappropriate style to appropriate style, if he is moving, then it is known as effectiveness. If his behavior is appropriate but he is behaving in an inappropriate style, if I just screen take this line, make a line like this, then what will happen, this line if it is coming vice versa or opposite parallel, it is known as inappropriate or less effective style. Now we will learn what are the four things are coming. In the more appropriate style, we are having four things. One is developer, executive, bureaucrat, benevolent, autocrat. So here more effective styles it includes, that means these are nothing but I will write appropriate styles. So appropriate styles are four. One is developer, second one is executive, third one is bureaucrat, fourth one is benevolent autocrat. So what does it mean? How it is going to work? We will learn now. First one, developer. To whom we call a developer? A manager or a leader or an individual who is using a high relationship orientation and a low task orientation in a situation where such behavior is appropriate, and who is therefore more effective, perceived as having implicit trust in people and as being primarily concerned with developing them as individuals. So what does he do? He will be a developer. Leader is a person who will focus, that means high relationship will be there and a low task orientation will be there. So what kind of peoples will be these? These peoples will focus on the commitment to work. They will focus, that means they will motivate in such a way to their employees that commitment of work should have to be done, and there will be openness, they will be free, they will not hide anything. freedom to act. They will give free freedom to act how you want to behave, in a polite way or in a soft way or in a positive way, or else you can behave. Then there will be self expressions. The manager should have to give to his subordinates self expressions. Let them speak, let them keep in front of the managers about their problems and errors. And development of subordinates, it is a duty of the manager. He should have to focus on his subordinates about the development. So this style is known as, and this is the first style in the appropriate style, and which leads to more effective style. Coming to the second one, that is executive. An executive is a manager who is using high task orientation and a high relationships. What he is doing, he is giving, that means high orientation will be there, that means task orientation will be there. He will give high task and he will take the subordinate to the towards completion of their goal, as well as with a high relationship by maintaining a good relationship. Orientation in a situation where such behavior is appropriate and who is therefore more effective, perceived as a good motivating force, and manager who sets high standards, treats everyone good and somewhat differently if the manager or subordinate is not good, and prefers team management. So what does it mean? This kind of managers are maintaining a good relationship and they will be a good motivating personality, and therefore they will maintain some sets of high standards in their work team, and their behavior is appropriate, emphasize team management, and the task is interdependent and integrated. And this is totally a democratic leadership style. Everyone will be having the freedom of speech, or they can feel free to express their views in front of the manager. Next one, bureaucrat manager. A bureaucrat manager is one who is using a low task orientation and a low relationship orientation in situation where such behavior is appropriate, and who is thereof more effective, perceived as being primarily interested in rules and procedures for their own sake, as wanting to control the situations by their use, and as conscientious. Here bureaucrat managers produce only few ideas. He produces few idea and does not take initiative. He doesn't want to take initiatives, but he will give only few ideas. Now coming to the last one, that is benevolent autocrat. A benevolent autocrat is a manager who is using the high task orientation and a low relationship orientation in such a situation where such behavior is appropriate, and who is thereof more effective, perceived as knowing what he wants and how to get it without creating resentment. So here benevolent autocrats adopts, that means these kinds of leaders, he adopts positive economic motivation for getting things done and follows feudalistic approach in managing the organization. Now next one is less effective style, or I can say inappropriate leadership style. Yeah. Now, the first one is deserter. A manager who is using a low task orientation and a low relationship orientation in a situation where such behavior is inappropriate, and who is therefore less effective and perceived as uninvolved and passive or negative. So what will happen? This kind of managers having low tasks, they will not bother about the organizations. They will not bother about the subordinates good relationship, and they will be very less effective, and they will not involve in any kind of positive or negative. They are like selfish. They will want to do by their own work, and they will avoid involvement. They don't want to involve with others. They does not want to take responsibility and has low commitment and minimal output and works to rule. That's it. So what type of leaders will be? They are deserter leaders. They don't want to, they will not grow, and they will not grow, they will not let grow to others also. So this is kind of leadership is known as deserted effective leadership or less effective leadership. This will then this is an inappropriate style. The leaders nowadays just they are least bother about others or about the organization. So we have to be very careful with this. If this kind of leadership style is there, the company will remove you. Second one, missionary style, leadership style. A manager who is using a high relationship orientation and low task orientation in a situation where such behavior is inappropriate and who is therefore less effective, perceived as being primarily interested in harmony. What is happening? So he is not going to complete his mission also. So these kind of people, he shows only harmony, believes in easy life, avoids conflicts, and does not take initiatives. His main objective will be to keep happy to his colleagues, subordinates, and superiors happy. He is least bothered about the work. He just want and harmony and peaceful in the organization, but he will not fulfill the task. He will the output is very less, effective is very less. He will move, it doesn't take initiatives. He will avoid conflicts. He don't want to involve in the conflicts and to identify the mistake and solve the conflicts. Believes in easy life, just he want an easy life, and he want to keep his colleagues, subordinates, and superiors happy. Next one, autocrat. A manager who is using a high task orientation and a low relationship orientation in a situation where such behavior is inappropriate and who is therefore less effective, perceived as having no confidence in others, are as unpleasant and as interested only in the immediate task. So what happened? These autocrat peoples are they won't trust or they don't have confidence on in others and unpleasant. They are not pleasant and they are interested only in the immediate task. Whatever the task they will get, they have to fill up that. And his main concern, these kinds of managers' concerns will be only immediate job. They need a job. The concerns they are not concerns for others, and his decisions are unilateral and centralized. Believes in suppressing and demands obedience of authority, relies more on negative motivation. So all these things will be there where these kinds of people will disturbing the organization. That means they are only focusing on their job. They are not focusing on others. That means they are least bother about others. First they want their job and they want to fill up their task given by their high class people. I mean superiors. Now coming to the last one, that is compromise. A manager who is using a high task orientation and a high relationship orientation in a situation that requires a high orientation to only one or neither, and who is therefore less effective, perceived as being a poor decision maker, as one who allows various pressures in the situation to influence him too much, and as avoiding or minimizing immediate pressure and problems rather than maximizing long-term protections. Overall, I want to tell you here, he is a poor decision maker and he will avoid decisions. His work and yielding, that means field work, allows various pressures in the situation to influence him too much. So we can't influence that person, we can't make him happy. So these are known as compromise. That means he has to compromise. We have to compromise with that leader. We have to be very careful. So this is the 3D model. This is the first dimension. This is the second dimension. And this is the third dimension. In the first dimension, we are having the integrated, related facility managers that dedicated and separated. In the second one, we are having developer, executive, bureaucratic, benevolent. These are the more effective, and these are the more less effective, compromiser, autocratic, missional. This is the second dimension. Coming to the third dimension, task orientation from x-axis to y-axis, that is low and to high. Again from uh, this y-axis 0 to, that means low to high, that is nothing but relationship orientation behavior. So this is known as 3D manager behavior or 3D leadership styles. I hope students you have understand the topic. By this I want to stop here. So you have to be very careful. Just please mention your names towards the in the comment box so that we can take your attendance. Thank you. Have a nice day.